DDG always finds a way to spiral whenever Halle's out here glowing. And guess what? He's doing it again. Right after she popped out looking all cozy with her new man and their baby, DDG started acting up online like clockwork. And listen, this new man? Woo! He is fine. From the way it's looking, he's been giving Halle the royal treatment behind the scenes for a minute now. In those paparazzi pics, they looked real close, like she was locked in. Halle was all over him, kissing him like they were on vacation from the world. And the wild part? While DDG was still stuck thinking she was creeping around with Brent Faiyaz, Halle had already upgraded, secretly booed up with her new man the whole time. Now here's where it gets messy. DDG just got on the internet crying about how he wants another kid and how he's ready to leave baby Halo with Halle because he's tired of the back and forth with her. But let's be real, Halle ain't pressed at all. If DDG's out, that's just making room for this new man who's clearly stepping in and ready to play stepdaddy without blinking. Halle looks unbothered, and honestly, more in love than ever. This whole firestorm lit up a few days ago when paparazzi caught her on a yacht getting real touchy-feely with her new man. It was full-blown PDA, kissing, posing, hands everywhere. No way to deny that this man is hers. And let's keep it real. She didn't even want to hide it. She looked like she wanted the world to see who's keeping her smiling all night long. At first, folks online were scrambling to figure out who he was, but you know the internet never misses. Within minutes, people clocked him, and boom! Turns out he's none other than Scott Broadway, the producer behind some of Kendrick Lamar's biggest hits lately, including Squabble Up and Luther. Yeah, she did not come to play. Nobody saw this twist coming. Just a few months back, folks were shocked when DDG started throwing wild accusations at Halle, claiming she took baby Halo on a secret trip to St. Lucia with Brent Faiyaz. But here's the kicker. She was just vibing with her sister, minding her business. Brent was there too, but doing his own thing. He had nothing to do with her trip. At the time, most people were riding with DDG, mainly because the full story hadn't come out yet. But everything flipped fast when Halle hit back with a restraining order, and that's when the real tea spilled. According to her, DDG had gotten violent in front of their son multiple times. Halle said the most recent incident happened back in January. She was just trying to buckle Halo into the car and dip from DDG's place. But instead of letting her leave, she claims he snapped. According to her, he grabbed her, and it turned into a full-on fight. She tried to fight him off, but he allegedly overpowered her and slammed her face into the steering wheel, chipping her tooth in the process. In her own words, she said, "The next thing I knew, things got physical between us. We fought each other, wrestling and tussling. At one point, Daryl was pulling my hair. He then slammed my face on the steering wheel, causing my tooth to get chipped. I stopped fighting back because I was in a lot of pain." And for the folks who still had doubts, she came with receipts. Halle reportedly included photos of her injuries, including that chipped tooth, and let's just say they were hard to look at. But it didn't end there. DDG allegedly pulled up to her place afterward, got into a screaming match with her, and when he noticed her ring cam was recording, he lost it and smashed the camera like a madman. Halle didn't just stay silent. She immediately went to the police and filed a full report. And from that point on, things got ugly between her and DDG. They've been locked in a messy custody battle ever since, fighting over who gets to raise little Halo. And let's be real, nobody was shocked when DDG ended up losing that round. See, when Halle filed her restraining order, she also asked for temporary sole custody of Halo, but DDG wasn't having it. He fired back with a counter-restraining order, trying to stop her from taking their son to Italy while she films her new movie. He claimed she was some kind of emotional and psychological threat to their child, but the judge wasn't buying it. The court sided with Halle and allowed her to take Halo with her overseas. As for DDG, the judge ruled that he can still see his son, but only under strict conditions, and that includes supervised visits with a neutral third-party professional. No friends, no cousins, nobody personal involved. But it didn't stop there. The judge also made it clear, if DDG does get those visits, he's completely banned from posting any pictures, videos, or content involving Halo on social media. No flexing, no attention-grabbing posts, nothing. It was a straight-up ban on using his son for clout. Of course, DDG wasn't happy about that. He went on livestream ranting, clearly heated, and said he was ready to ditch this whole situation and start over. Yep, He straight up said that if he and Halle are still fighting over Halo by the time he hits 29, he'll cut his losses and hit up a fertility clinic to have a new baby with some random woman, just so he can be in full control. You can't make this stuff up. And just when folks thought the drama might slow down, DDG added even more chaos into the mix. Instead of laying low, he started throwing subliminal shots online, making shady posts and dropping cryptic lyrics in his music like he was the victim in all this. In one of his recent freestyles, he rapped about being betrayed by someone he built up, and fans instantly knew who he was aiming at. He kept hinting that Halle used him for clout, and then switched up once she got a movie deal and a baby. But come on, Halle been that girl way before him, and everyone knows it. Meanwhile, his fans tried to twist the story like he's just a dad trying to fight for his son. But his behavior kept telling a different story. People couldn't ignore how every time Halle leveled up, DDG would spiral online, playing the victim while low-key shading her in interviews and songs. Even his likes on Twitter were messy, double-tapping shady posts about Halle's new man. And let's not forget, this ain't the first time he's had drama with an ex. Folks started pulling up old clips and screenshots from his past relationships, showing a pattern of toxic behavior, gaslighting, and controlling vibes. The timeline was not letting him slide this time. At this point, Halle's staying focused on her new man, her baby, and her movie grind. She's giving soft glam mom energy with a man who actually seems to respect her, while DDG is stuck fishing for sympathy on live streams and throwing shade from the sidelines. It's clear now, Halle's done, she's moved on, and she's not looking back. DDG? He's still online, talking about custody battles, control, and heartbreak, but the internet's not buying it like before. His whole image is starting to crack, and fans are waking up to the real story. Now here's where it gets even messier. DDG's been out here acting like he's the one who got betrayed, but the internet ain't letting that slide. People started digging up everything. Old tweets, old vlogs, even old clips where Halle was clearly trying to hold that relationship together while he was out doing the most. There were moments where she looked checked out, like she was tired of being disrespected. And now, after everything came out, the restraining order, the custody drama, the broken tooth, fans are re-watching those clips with brand new eyes. The signs were all there, we just missed them the first time. Meanwhile, DDG's been on a clout tour, jumping in interviews, dropping subtle disses in his songs, and pretending like he's this misunderstood king who lost his queen. But ain't nobody buying the act anymore. People started calling out how he never actually apologized or took accountability for any of the things Halle accused him of. Instead, he just keeps throwing dirt and hoping it sticks. And get this, sources close to Halle say her new man, Scott Broadway, has been a huge support system through all this. Quiet, low-key, and unproblematic. The complete opposite of DDG. He's been flying out to visit her on set, spending time with the baby, and from what insiders are saying, Halle feels safe for the first time in a long time. While DDG is busy chasing online drama, Halle's building a whole new life with a man who's actually showing up for her and her son. And the more he tries to twist the story, the more people are waking up to the fact that maybe DDG wasn't the hero of his own story after all. Maybe he was the villain the whole time. Now the streets are talking and the pressure is on. DDG's whole image is falling apart in real time, and every move he makes just makes it worse. While he's out here posting thirst traps, chasing clickbait, and ranting on live streams, Halle's over in Italy unbothered, booked, and glowing. The contrast is wild. One is healing and growing, and the other's unraveling online like it's part of his brand. And it's not just fans dragging him anymore. Some celebs have started quietly unfollowing DDG or liking shady tweets that clearly aren't in his favor. It's like everyone's finally seeing the truth, that behind all the funny guy content and YouTube clout, there's a darker side that Halle tried to protect herself and her baby from. Even his own supporters are starting to jump ship. Comment sections that used to praise him are now filled with people asking why he never just stepped up and stayed solid. Instead, he's using his platform to play the victim while trying to spin a messy situation that he helped create. And while all this is happening, Halle is leveling up. Her film career is taking off, her public image is spotless, and people are rooting for her like never before. She's stepping into her power, no longer tied to drama, no longer trying to save someone who didn't want to be saved. Meanwhile, DDG's left with internet beefs, court orders, and a fan base that's slowly turning its back. That whole family man image he was pushing, cracked. And unless he pulls a major redemption move, it looks like Halle's chapter with him is closed for good, padlocked, sealed, and never getting reopened. So DDG really said that hitting up a fertility clinic and having a whole new kid with a random girl would be way easier than dealing with a baby mama who keeps dragging him to court and bringing his child around other men. He painted himself like some victim, saying all he wants is a little time with his son while ignoring the fact that he's the one who got violent and put their drama all over the internet. And now, for those who don't know, DDG and his new internet boo, India Royale, actually pulled up to Italy to see Halo. But the moment he heard about Halle's new man, oh, he completely lost it. He was already mad about the strict visitation terms the judge laid out. So when those photos dropped of Halle all hugged up with Scott Broadway, that was the final straw. The official terms read, visitation hours from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. But Halle's team originally pushed for 12 to 6, with supervision by her nanny and security. Her lawyer even flagged that the nanny didn't feel safe alone, which is why extra security was added. No overnights. DDG can't take Halo more than 3 miles from Halle's hotel, and he's banned from posting Halo on social media. Yeah, that's how tight it got. So there DDG was, still on livestream when the Halle plus Scott headlines hit, and you could see the shift in his face. Dude looked miserable. India might have been right next to him, but his energy was not on her. He was clearly trying to bait Halle, hoping she'd react, but she didn't flinch. She played it cool, like a pro. That Uno reverse move, she slammed it down. One fan said, he really flew to Italy thinking he could troll her with India on live, but she flipped it on him perfectly. Another added, she popped out with a new man on the exact day he had visitation. Yeah, that timing was loud. But now I want to know your thoughts. Is DDG spiraling for real, or is Halle playing the game just as hard? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you don't miss the next messy breakdown. See you in the next one.